Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Oxygen Not Included. Today we're going to take a look at the thermal update preview. The update has gotten rid of our old save files. I'm not entirely sure if we can go back to that, so if you've bought the game and you haven't tried out the thermal update and you don't want to lose your save files, I would suggest not updating just yet. You did have to go through the beta invite thing. So it shouldn't be an issue for most of you guys, but keep that in mind. I did not have my save files when I came back, so take that as you will. We're going to start with taking a look at the duplicates that we have available. I think I'm going to go with the same requirements I had last time, having vomiters, and we've got a level 7 runner, a level 7 bodybuilder, and a level 4 physician. Loud sleepers we have found is a bad idea, so we're gonna start with slot 1 and get rid of Joshua. Irritable bowel. I guess that's not that bad. He's a vomiter and good with just about everything else. So I think we're gonna stick with Rin. Ellie, gastrophobia, cannot perform the job cook. When you're doing small places, small colonies like what we've been doing, being able to cook is a really big deal. So we are going to have to pass on Ellie. Abe, yokel, cannot perform the job research. I think we can get away with that, but otherwise he's not too interesting. Naturally robust would be nice, but we haven't run into many diseases so far, so I'm going to skip on that. Once again, naturally robust, vomiter, scaredy cat, cannot combat. So I haven't had to go into combat in a while, and since they changed the hatch, I don't think there's a need to go into combat unless you really just want to clean up some stuff like morbs. So I think Grossman will be just fine. And Nicola, bottomless stomach. This duplicate might actually be several black holes in a trench coat. Increases the calorie burn rate. Other than that, he's okay, but I do think we're gonna skip till we get something other than bottomless stomach. Slow learner, gonna have to pass. We need somebody that can do it. Mouth breather. Definitely do not want. Consumes more oxygen than normal. She's destructive, and I'm just going to keep going until I find a vomiter. There's a vomiter with gastrophobia, so automatically disqualifies her. Vomiter that is anemic, going to disqualify. Narcoleptic, not a huge fan, but so far he's one of the best ones that we've seen. So we're going to take Joshua, Wren, and Grossman and see how things go. Here we go, day 1. Okay, let's get these guys started digging some stuff. I want to go ahead and break into that water pocket as soon as possible. I think just keep on going as far as I'm concerned. But with that in mind, I want to go ahead and have them building ladders across these gaps. We've currently got a decent source of oxygen production, and I just realized how slow we're going to go. We're going to fix that real quick. Oh, plants. Plants will be handy. Although I am afraid that this is going to break if we go in there. So I think we're going to go up here and claim these plants first. Duplicate temperature. Okay, this is new. Environments that are extremely hot or cold will affect your duplicate's internal body temperature and cause stress. Actually, that may have been in before, just not brought to the forefront like this with the tooltip, because I remember reading every one of those tips that came up on my first playthrough, and that was not one of them. So we'll see how that goes. They do need a place to poop and other things, so I'm going to go for a slightly higher priority. dig this out a bit, get into here. And I want this section to be 10 spaces wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've got 2 that we can build. I'm going to build it higher than average priority. Those 2 over. And then I want to skip a spot and then build the ladder down. Whoop, went off to the side there. We'll go ahead and get that down. And we're going to dig on a higher than average priority. 1, 2, 3, 4 tall. And we're going to do it the entire length. And as soon as I get down there, we're going to put a outhouse and set its priority to a 7. We will need some power generation, and we will need that quick. Let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and tile this out all the way up to here. And as soon as I get a chance, I'll go do that. And there's our narcolepsy. Oh, and a blossom seed. I was watching somebody else play recently, and I found out that these cracks, yeah, it says buried object. So that, I believe, is where we found those seeds. And looking around, there are a ton of those. An absolute ton. I don't know what's up with that. But we've got 1 generator out. And that means we need some batteries to fill in the empty spots. Oh, and we've got 2 hatches. Oh, that is both amazing and awful at the same time. I'm not too thrilled about that. If we'd run into them a little bit later in the game, that would be great. But since it is this early into the game, they're going to continue to eat our resources, and that I am none too thrilled about. Okay, yeah, there they go. They just buried themselves. Thinking about our colonists, I'm going to build that out, and I'm going to make sure they've got a place to sleep. And 1 back from the side. And I can't build there because I need to dig these guys up. And I need to also come up with a place for them to store things. There, that'll work. They'll dig into there, and I'm going to go ahead and preload it with some storage containers. While they're at that, I will go ahead and start planning out our electrical system. If you bury these wires, that's a good thing, because wires affect your decor ratings. Okay, so they've broken through, and I need to have them open up so that they can put stuff in there. So, quick look at the decor overlay. It's really bad pretty much everywhere. So, I'm going to have them sweep on a reasonably low priority to take care of all of that stuff. Okay, so they've got the batteries fully charged, which is nice. A supercomputer and research table, things that we're going to be building here very soon, all produce a ton of heat. So I would like to put them in a bit of a cordoned off area. I'm going to build this ladder up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the level that the stuff is going to be on, and start tiling it out. I think this is where I'm going to put it. And I do need to put in a manual airlock there as well. These guys are moving quick. I don't know what else has changed in this update, but I do think that they're moving quite a bit quicker than they were. Oh, and I can't put that door there. And I'll tell you why in just a second, as soon as I get rid of it so they don't go ahead and build that. So the reason I can't just go ahead and build that door there is because I want to leave these open. Oh, and they are in bed. And our hatch just ate some of our food, which is not good. I wanted to put a door on this so that the hatch could not eat our food. There we go. I'm going to have them store food down here if I can. Is that something they can do? Organic? No, that does not seem to be a thing that they can do. So they will dig this out to work on our airflow. See, we got not a whole bunch of airflow here because it has to go around the ladder. Eventually I'll replace these with mesh tiles, but until then I'm just going to dig that out. And I want to build one more storage container over here, but I also want to deconstruct that one. There's so much that has to be done first thing as soon as we get up and running. So many places we need to put things. So I'm glad that they're getting this stuff picked up. Finally have a place to put that door, and I really wanted to put that door there to keep the hatches out. Let's maybe take the sweep down a notch so they can work on other things. We need to get this built up, and I think I'm going to go ahead and put in a micro musher right over here, and if I can, a ration box over here, and maybe get rid of this guy. And we've got a new duplicate available. Let's see who we've got. Hopefully it's a vomiter and all that good stuff. All three are destructive. We will be okay until we find another vomiter, and reject all. There we go, finally building that up. And I was going to put our research up there. Oh, insufficient oxygen generation and combat. Where's the combat? Oh boy, that's not good. Attack on a 9. I don't really want to kill it, but it looks like it's not going to be an option. What is this? Polluted ice? Uh-oh. As soon as that melts, we're going to have polluted water. It's really nice. Oh, ho, ho. There is snow? That's new. That is neat. That is really neat. What else? What other biomes do we have around us? Mostly standard stuff. So, nice cold place. That hatch being stuck up there is just fine. But I want to build a research station and a supercomputer up there. And at the very beginning here, we are only going to be powering the basic research station. And I need to open that up. That would help. Looks like this is too cold to work. So let's maybe put it back up to a 5. I do really want to get this stuff picked up. And I'll put on the decor overlay. See, it's not quite as dark red as it was before. Ooh, and our research is ready to roll. First things first, farming, algae terrarium. Very high priority. And I need to, well, it doesn't have power yet. So as soon as it's got power, and I need to go ahead and prioritize that very high. So I'll go ahead and get that done. And boom, we have power. Research, novice research, fabricate continuously. Good. I think we're still hurting pretty bad on our oxygen. Yeah, we've done a lot of digging here recently. So oxygen production is very low. And we're starting to build up a little bit of carbon dioxide. So I'm not entirely sure where I want to put it, but I may end up putting it over the water, I think. I mean, we've already got one level up right here. I don't want to put it up, though. I want to put it down. That's a personal preference of mine. That'll be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, that's not going to work. I need to cancel that. I keep forgetting you've got to leave that level so we can build a floor. 2, 3, 4. And it can just be that deep. That will be just fine. And there's a couple of cool hidden items here. What is this having issue? Storage not assigned. I could have swore I already did that. And it didn't stick, did it? Oh, this is... No? There it goes. Maybe it's something the duplicates have to do on their own. No, 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 no! I really didn't want to kill these guys, but it looks like I'm going to have to. I guess I did expand into their home. This needs some power, and it needs some power right quick. Okay, so that will have some power here very soon, and I need to go ahead and tell it to start making some mush bars. Oh boy. Things start getting out of hand even quicker and quicker these days. I'm going to skip all that. Insufficient oxygen generation, which we are currently researching on. Oh, that's new. It says sufficient concentration. That's a nice tool tip. I was kind of just running, along in the dark there, thinking, oh, it's close enough. In all reality, my last colony had plenty of oxygen, which is great, but it had more than it absolutely had to have, which may have wasted some resources, to be perfectly honest. So I'm going to build that out to there. Go ahead and get this done. And I want to prioritize this. Yeah. Good, 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 good. Definitely don't want to put any heat production in here just yet, because I don't want to melt that. We've got a fair amount of water down here and all that jazz. To be perfectly honest, I've been wanting to, in the main series, go through and do some temperature stuff. So this isn't a huge stretch for me to say I really wanted to do this, because I did really want to do this, the temperature update. Supposedly, they also fixed the issue with disappearing water as it goes downhill or drips into places. So I'm looking forward to that working. Let's see, how are researchers going? We currently have 16 of 20. Yes! I think power regulation may be our next step. Yeah, power regulation will be our next step. So I want to replace this with some big batteries and put it somewhere that's not quite so central in the base, because it's already producing a ton of heat. I'd like to put it in its own insulated chamber. Oh, this plant just died. Oh, and the water is starting to flow. I'm not going to work particularly hard to keep this cold. It is just barely frozen at this point. Ooh. We can actually have these guys harvest that. I do want you to sweep that on higher than average. There we go. And I do believe our research has been completed. Yes, it has, and we're going to go ahead and start power regulation. And while we do that, we're going to see about producing some oxygen before it becomes a really big deal. Okay, if that's where the door goes, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then skip 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be okay for now. And I want to put in some tile. I did not want to put that first piece of tile in just yet. And I want to prioritize to about a 6 on getting those guys in there. And for the furniture, I do want to provide some light there. And to do provide light, I will have to draw some power. Now, I've been told there in this update, there's some issues with power, or maybe not issues, but considerations to be had. These wires can only handle so much current. You put too much draw on it, and it's going to be bad. There it is in the power grid overlay. Stable, straining, and overloaded. If it is overloaded, it either spontaneously breaks or melts down or something equally unpleasant. So I want to be very careful about that. Do we have anything interesting here? We have a planter box. We're going to do some of that here soon. And we now have a compost heap, which I do believe we need to put in here. I'm going to put in another outhouse there, so 2 more over, and that will work. And each of them have a bed. That's very nice. I need to go ahead and build a bed for later on, because there's going to be somebody that needs a bed as soon as we get our next duplicate, which is coming in under a minute. Man, everybody's hurting for some... that's bad. Do we have any oxalite that we could emergency break into? Maybe. Pause it real quick while we take a look at our new duplicates available. Destructive vomiter, irritable bowel. Takes longer to do their business. We've already got one of those, but otherwise Frankie is okay. Come on in, Frankie. So we've got Frankie, and we're going to use him right away. And we're going to build this ladder up to this oxygen pocket, and I think we're going to have to go through a vacuum. But we're going to go straight for that oxygen deposit ASAP. I do not want my duplicates to die due to lack of oxygen. And it seems to... no, it didn't lose its priority. We're also going to put that on a 9. Got algae and some water, and that should be producing. Good. Yeah, there's really not a lot of oxalite around here. While they save themselves, I'm going to take a quick look at this. That is a mealwood seed times 2 in some polluted water. So before this melted, there was a crack just like that. And after it melted, we now have some mealwood seeds. Neat. Okay, let's hope these guys go ahead and bust through real quick. Oh, that's both reassuring and concerning at the same time. It's currently unbreathable, but it's too low of a concentration. Hopefully these guys are close enough that it'll go ahead and drift down. They're all hurting for some air. Let's prioritize all of that at an 8. Okay, so they're making some halfway decent progress here. I really want them to make some oxygen. This is already producing a little bit, so that's great. Come on, let's break through. That has got a ton of oxygen. It should push itself down. Here, we just do not have enough concentration. I'm very worried about these folks. Okay, so they finished our oxygen production, and I really do hope that this is going to be enough. We're going to find out here very soon. It does seem to be increasing our concentration of oxygen, just not very fast. Speaking of, I do need to go ahead and get rid of these bits of dirt so that it's got more free movement. And maybe also consider expanding at a normal priority to about there. That is 1 for a lamp. 2, 3, 4. That's one group. Lamp, and then almost another group. So I think we're going to build one lamp in one group and then call it quits. So the one lamp and then the 1, 2, 3, 4 for the group, and not even dig that out. Now, what priorities are these? That's at a 6. Everything else is at a 5. I do need to bring down the priority on these to, well, actually, a little bit higher than average so that they keep putting stuff in there. They're about to get really stressed out too. Right now they're only at 1% stress, which is, it's doable. But more stress than that, they start vomiting and having all kinds of other issues, and it's all around a bad time. We do need to come up with a good way to take care of our waste, and that means I'm going to have to prioritize that. I'm not too terribly thrilled about the bad air getting in over here, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal just yet. How's our research doing? Our research is almost halfway. So they finally broke through up there. What does that look like? That looks like that's going absolutely nowhere. But at least they have a place to go with a high concentration of oxygen, which almost makes it worth it. If you look kind of close, you can actually see the oxygen being made and pushed out. I don't know why they decided to put that in game, but I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Really glad that they did that. I think I can have them go ahead and harvest these things. No, just the one. So I've heard a rumor that they do not anymore drop a seed every time they break. So we will continue to have to find seeds. Yeah, good solid oxygen production right there. Low pressure out here, so it will slowly pressurize and do good things. Which means the next thing that we research is gonna have to be this gas piping so that we can get the oxygen to places that we need. Like up here. Like, it would be great if I could move some of this down here. Okay, they're done with their sweeping. The batteries are doing okay. We do need to go ahead and take care of that bed though. And I would like them to take care of this, because I want a place to be able to put the batteries and things. Oh, that would be nice. And on a regular priority, they can go ahead and come down here. This also needs to be at a 6. Okay, and it's day again. We had Ren over here get trapped instead of being able to sleep in his own bed. Probably, yeah, his stress went up to a 7%. He is currently the most stressed individual, and that would be why. Because he was not able to get back to his bed. Let's see, dirty hands, grimy, light wounds, and a sore back. So, seeing as he has light wounds, I would like to do some research on medical as soon as we get the oxygen thing handled. That is the sound of our research becoming complete. So I said we need to do gas piping, and let's see, where's the health stuff? Health stuff, where are you? Oh, is that something new? Aquatic farm tile. Ooh. Same cooking station, same fertilizer maker, and same refrigerator, which is nice. Med bay and sanitation sciences. So that's liquid piping. So we're going to take care of gas piping first and then move on to liquid piping. As soon as we're done with liquid piping, we'll go ahead and kick on that supercomputer. Hopefully by then we'll have a whole nother duplicate. Take a look at our oxygen overlay. Things are moving quite nicely. They actually have a halfway decent place to go if they need some oxygen. And it being higher pressure than in here means that that will slowly fill with oxygen too, or at least I hope so. There's a new button up at the top. It's the thermal comfort overlay, which I do not believe we had before. Let's see what it says. Body heat retention. We're all good. Well, I'm assuming this empty gray area is fine, is where they're happy. But the body heat retention, they're going to get too hot, and the body heat loss, they're going to get too cold. There's actually a cold area here, which is neat. And that is 0. That doesn't have a temperature. Why is it showing up? Anyway, so we've got a new duplicate available. Let's see who we have. We have a single vomiter, but they are a biohazard, which means we are going to pass on all of these. We have unrefrigerated food. Yes, I know that we have unrefrigerated food. We're going to have to deal with that a little bit until we research a refrigerator. I mean, what else are we going to do? Let's take a look at our priority overlay. These are also a 6. I really don't think we can get away with this being lower than a 5. How much food do we have? We've got 30,000 kilocalories. We can drop the priority down real quick. With a low priority, they won't go work on it, but they also don't have to go over there to turn it off and turn it back on again. I wonder if there's a way to find out how much we actually use. Is that in the reports? Calculate generation, removed, net. That's kind of confusing. It's kind of very confusing. That was not helpful at all. That's fine. Ooh, can we change that? We can change that. I'm assuming full is 2,000 calories. That means we could run them lean at the cost of stress. Oh, and we're gonna take a break here, and we will be back soon. Actually, you know what? I've been shooting for that 10-day mark. Let's go ahead and finish out today since it caught me so off guard. And give you guys just a little bit extra. Though I do believe next episode is going to be just a little bit lighter on content. Not content, but length. You knew what I meant. And our research is complete on the gas piping. Let's take a look at what's available next. I think we said liquid piping was our next priority for the sanitation services. I do want to have a way to heal my little duplicates. So we're going to go ahead and get that liquid piping done. And then we'll have to kick on this supercomputer. What's our priority right here? It's still just a 5, that's okay. I would like them to go ahead and dig that out, though. Oh, hey. We've got some polluted water dripping. This polluted ice seems to be melting onto the snow, which does not look polluted. Go figure. How's our oxygen looking? It is a sufficient concentration everywhere except for out here, and it's because it's carbon dioxide. I think what we're going to end up doing is we're going to overpressure it like we did on our last colony and just overpressure it into a small space. Which means we need to build a small space. Okay, so we are now at the end of cycle 10. I will see you again in cycle 11 in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed the new content, and I hope to have come up with some more interesting things as far as the new content goes before the next episode. I'll bring you a bit more information about it. I have to do some research myself because this is still all brand new to me. There are things that I didn't even know were going to be a thing, like clothes and industrial ingredients. I don't even know what those are. Those are brand new to me. So I will do some research and I will get back to you on that. And I hope you've enjoyed watching this episode as much as I enjoyed creating it. And I really hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day.